Let's continue exploring the universe within art and the art behind farming. I'm your host, OmLedu, and in this video, we're going to look at how to make this super simple basalt generator. This is most definitely one of my favorite farms. Not only is it really easy to build, but since it generates building blocks, you can AFK it for a little bit and get thousands and thousands of blocks in order to fuel your building projects. That's one thing about building mega designs, is that you need tons and tons of blocks to accomplish that, and digging those blocks by hand can take a lot of time. But this can just be fully AFK'd, and every 5 minutes will produce almost an entire double chest of blocks. Now these rates are with Efficiency 5 and a mining beacon with Haste 2, and another thing to keep in mind is that even though this is AFK, you will take durability loss on your pickaxe. So it might be interesting to rig up some way to give you experience while you're AFKing it so that you can fix your pickaxe automatically with mending. Now you can build this in the overworld, but the rates will be much lower. And that is because lava flows a lot slower in the overworld than it does in the nether. So I would highly recommend building this in the nether. Here are the materials that you will need in order to build this. Now this ice down here is blue ice, not regular or packed ice. And then I would also recommend having a door to keep you safe, as well as Efficiency 5 and a mining beacon. The build area is 5 by 8, and if you want to expand your storage, you will need extra room underneath this platform to do so. Start off by placing down 6 double chests with hoppers pointed into the sides of them. Make sure that these hoppers are pointed into the double chests. Then place 2 solid blocks at each end of the hopper row, with temporary solid blocks on top of the hoppers, so that we can place 6 more hoppers pointed into those blocks. Now we need to place in the minecarts, so break out one of the temporary blocks so that we can place a rail on top of the hopper, then a minecart with hopper, and then break out the rail. Then break out the next temporary block, and repeat this process 1 block at a time. You want to make sure not to break out more than 1 block at a time, or the minecarts will end up pushing each other. And be sure not to touch these minecarts or they will move and you'll have to do it all over again. But after that, place 6 hoppers going down into those chests, then 6 hoppers pointed down into these hoppers. Now we need 6 soul soil above the minecart with hoppers. So place a temporary block so that you can place 6 soul soil covering up the hoppers like so. Now we're going to place solid blocks around these hoppers, looping around to the front here, and a solid block next to those hoppers. But make sure that this hole right here is open, because this is where you're going to stand in order to use the farm. But then we're going to go up by another row of solid blocks on this side, except this time we're going to carry it all the way over and wrap it around the other line of hoppers, the one that's up a little bit taller, like so. Now place a stone button right there. Make sure that it's a stone button because you don't want it to get burned by lava. Now we need to place 6 blue ice above the soul soil 1 block away from the soul soil, like so. Then grab your lava buckets, and we need to place one on top of all 6 of these hoppers right here. When you place that lava, it should create basalt underneath the blue ice. But now we need to go up by 1 block to cover up the lava, wrap it around the back, and then around this side. So we want the side that's opposite of the lava to have an open hole above those hoppers, but the side with the lava we want completely closed. But now come around to the back, and we're going to place some extra blocks along the center here, just to make sure that items don't end up falling out of the back of the farm. And that's all there is to it. We are now totally done. However, I would recommend adding a door to the front just to keep you safe. So we need to add a block for the roof, then we just need to go in here, turn around, and place a door so that we can't get attacked by piglins or other nether mobs. Now of course, how you build this door, or if you build it at all, is totally up to you. It's just to keep you safe. If you want to expand your storage, all we have to do is dig down a little bit. You could always add like a shulker loader, or just extra chests, or have them all funneled into the same chest. At the very minimum, I would recommend funneling them all into the same chest just to make it easier to gather stuff out of this farm. So we're going to place down some double chests here in the front with hoppers going into them, then just hoppers underneath all of these chests so that all of the items end up flowing to the front and stocking up into the same containers. The main reason I recommend this is because each of these chests will end up with different amounts of basalt. Like the ones in front will end up collecting more basalt than the ones in the back. And if you want to add a shulker loader to your storage, I will link a tutorial here on the screen and in the video description. As for building a beacon in the nether, it works exactly the same as building one in the overworld, except that instead of needing access to the sky, it needs access to the bedrock ceiling. So just dig all the way up to the bedrock ceiling and your beacon will activate. And remember that a max level beacon has a radius of 50, so you could build it 50 blocks above your basalt generator and it would still work, and that would save you some digging. When it comes to AFKing this farm, you will need to hold down the mine button. So one recommendation that I have is to change your attack destroy button to something that's easy for you to hold into place. You know, for like a keyboard, I switch it to my spacebar and then just prop a cup on it to hold down my spacebar when I want to AFK the farm. But really, even if you don't want to AFK this farm, the rates are so absolutely fantastic as long as you have efficiency 5 and a haste beacon that you could just come up here, hold down the button for like 30 seconds, read a text or something, and get hundreds of basalt. One important thing to keep in mind is you want to aim as centralized as possible so that you don't accidentally break the blue ice. The way this works is that when lava flows in between blue ice and soul soil, it turns that flowing lava into basalt. As we dig, most of the items will get picked up by the minecarts with hoppers, but some of the items will fall off to either side. So some of the ones that fall into the lava do get destroyed, but most of them get picked up by these hoppers, and having solid blocks above the lava helps those hoppers pick up a larger percentage of those items. Now the reason we have a hole on this side is because the basalt generates so quickly that sometimes it can trap the items inside of solid blocks. And when that happens, the items go up through blocks looking for an escape route. But having a hole on this side gives them a place to go. And the reason we built it 6 blocks long is that in 1.21 on Bedrock, they increased the mining distance to 6 blocks. So you can mine up to 6 blocks away instead of 5 how it used to be. Now on Java, it is still 5. Java has always had a lower mining distance than Bedrock has. So if you build this on Java, it only has to be 5 blocks long because you can't mine 6 blocks away. But on Bedrock, you can make it 6 long, which will slightly increase the rates. But let me know down in the comments what all you use basalt for. Are you planning on building an entire house just out of basalt? Or are you just going to use it for decorations or floor designs or ceilings? I would love to know what uses you use basalt for. But that's all we got for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you did or didn't like about the video, or if you have any critiques or suggestions. Also, if you have any questions or requests, I will do my best to help you out. And you can find a link to my Discord in the video description. Feel free to join that Minecraft community to share pictures of the crazy things that you build with basalt, or just to talk about Minecraft, find players to play with, find worlds to play in, or really anything Minecraft related that you would like to do. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again soon. But until then, I've been your host, OmLedu, building an awesome farm with you, and reminding you, as always, don't forget to have fun. Bye-bye!